Hi everyone, I am sorry to be late this afternoon. My day, I don't know, it just went nuts. Got kind of wild. I don't know, maybe it was wild all day, but the ending of it was really wild. I'm so glad to be here with y'all. I gotta tell you, my day got so wild that I thought I'm just gonna cancel. I'm not prepared. I don't want to be in a bad mood. And then I remembered that months ago I was feeling like that, and I did a Facebook Live and I shared that I knew that playing with paper and ink would make me feel better, so I went ahead and did my Facebook Live, and that inspired a friend of mine. And so when I thought about canceling because I'd had a bad day, I heard her in my head and I thought, no, I will feel better if I play with some paper and ink and have a chance to visit with all of you. So here I am, not transitioning real well. Things may come out of my mouth quite backwards, but we're going to play with paper and ink and stamps today and see what we can come up with. So I sent out a newsletter this morning and kind of gave you an update about the June calendar, and there's way too much information to spell out each piece, so I will send out kind of separate emails to let you know, hey, it's time to sign up to reserve your spot for the BOGO. It's time to RSVP for the card club. And give you an idea of what stamp sets we're going to be working with at different points. And I'm still trying desperately to get my website finished and up and going. And finding little blocks of time or big enough blocks of time to get that done has proven challenging. It is what it is. I'm working as fast as I can. It's going to be awesome when it's done. Right now, it still has some things to work through. So, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, I did mention in the newsletter that the last chance list has been published and that there are some markdowns. And so I want to pick up something really quickly. And I'm sorry I didn't have this handy. I actually have a couple of things. Okay, there needs to be a lot of organization happening over here, and it's not been. Okay, so this is the catalog that is retiring at the end of June. So it's the mini, and it has some awesome, great things in it. And I'm not going to go through that today, but I will share the last chance list, go through the inventory, and try and give you an idea of some of my favorites that are retiring that I feel like I should point out to you. One of those that's retiring is the Snailed It suite, and so I want to be sure and point that out. Some other things may be changing from a bundled price to an unbundled price. You can lose that 10% discount on that, and I'd hate for you to do that as well. So that is this catalog that's retiring, and I will share some more information on Facebook about that. And then if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, because you may be seeing this video in the replay on YouTube, or you may actually have gotten there from my blog, and so it may not make sense if you see it out of order. Hey Johnny, thanks so much for being here. A couple other quick things before I dive into this. I want to show you, I took my catalog, I've been doing this for a few years. I take my annual catalog to Office Depot, and I ask them to laminate the front and the back covers and add a spiral binding. And I love this. It helps keep my catalog. One, it's easy to spot because it has the spiral on. It makes it easier to find, when it gets buried somewhere in my office. Things don't always go back where they're supposed to. So I did that this weekend, and I absolutely love it. The other thing that I did was add these little catalog tabs. Now this is something that as a demonstrator I can order. So if this is a prize that you might like to receive, then please let me know and I'll see what I can do. And if you need a catalog, you really need to let me know so that we can take care of that as well. So this is the annual catalog, and it went live on May the 4th, which just cracks me up every time I say that. I think it's May the 4th. Yes, May the 4th. Now, for the first time, I took a mini catalog and did the same thing. So this is the upcoming what we used to think of as the holiday mini. Now, I can't crack it open. I can just tell you that I did take my mini and get it done too. So I've laminated the front and back cover and added the spiral binding, and I'm very excited about that. This is not expensive to do, but it does make a big difference. I don't know if y'all can tell, but usually by the time these minis or any of them expire, I've got pages that are falling out, like the center. Here's the center. It's really roughed up on the edge, and I keep these catalogs for quite some time. So let me know if you have any questions about that. I'd be glad to help you. All right. Is there anything else in the way of housekeeping that I should show you? I don't think so. But I do have to, in the midst of my yucky day today, I had a friend, she's a member of my team, come by with a couple of things for me. And so I'm going to start and go backwards. So last month before last, I did a class on using the Snailed It bundle. And Lori and I had gone back and forth about how much we both love these little silly snails. So she made a coaster for me from a card that I created for that class. And she made a mug. Is this not the cutest thing ever? In case you can't see it, it says "You Snailed It," and it has all of these fun colored snails on it. And these are actually the new in colors for 2021-2023. So I absolutely love this. Lori, I appreciate that so much. What a sweet gift. So I'm going to set that right there so I can look at it, and it's going to make me smile every time I look at it. So isn't that the coolest thing? Now the other thing she brought me is one of these journals. Lori has been doing this at least since she joined my team, and she makes them as gifts, and she makes them and sells them, and she's even taught a few people on our team how to make them. So I just want to point this out. I'm going to actually switch cameras so that you can, I think, see it better. Okay, so here it is. I mean, look at this detail. So she's covered this. It has a little magnetic closure. Is that awesome? And then when you open it up, she's got a little calendar here you tear off, and then this reminder to have the most wonderful day. Then there's a pin and a pin loop for that, some more decorations on the cover, and then this awesome list. This is the perfect size, so I am so excited to get this. And there's even a pocket where you can stick other things in it. So just what a great gift. So yeah, and she's even got some things on this, just little embellishments down the spine. This is so pretty. Oh my gosh. And I love, this was one of my favorite papers. Okay, so let's dig out some ink and such, shall we? Now, somewhere over here, because it never fails to, as soon as you get online, your nose has to run. So I had some tissues handy because that was not going to be an issue for me going forward. And lo and behold, they have disappeared. So, excuse me, 2 seconds while I figure out what I've done. All right, so that's out of the way. I got some other happy mail over the weekend. Okay, this was from my friend Carrie Blake. She's my team leader. And she says, congratulations, you were #1 in sales in April. And we were together in Maui. We had a great, great trip. Thank you, Kathy. Is a great reminder today. Well, especially today. I don't know, all days, but today, very timely. And these fun Genial Gems, these are called, and they are available in the new annual catalog. And the sunflower, it's the bomb. It's the bomb. Okay, and I feel like there are other cards I haven't shared with you yet, but they escape me at the moment. So I have pulled out some cards from a training that I took part of recently, and it's always fun, you know, when my team gets together, we talk a little business and then we stamp. And this actually was a training that I did. It was a weekend long training, and we stamp on those too. So I have some of those to put together, and that's what I thought I would pull out today and go through with you, because like I said, I know this will make me feel better to get some ink on my fingers, and maybe I'll be able to show you some things, teach you some things along the way. So for this first card, we are going to use Pale Papaya, okay? And, oh, before I forget, Johnny, this would have been a great day to do this, but I'm not going to be able to do it today. So, one of the things that I'm going to do soon is we've talked a lot about, you know, we get going fast when we're doing these videos, or I've started with a piece of cardstock that's already cut. And if you were to sit down and do this card from scratch, that wouldn't be the beginning. So number one, I really want to slow down and show you the beginning. And Johnny asked if I would at some point, and I told him that I really threw this back on him and said, this would be great for you to do too, because like I have issues sometimes seeing. I use this colored grid paper because it helps me see the contrast better than the white grid paper. And when I'm showing how to do things, Johnny loves to follow along. He's here for so many of my videos, and I so appreciate his support. But as a person that doesn't have the dexterity in his left hand that I do, and a person that's just getting used to stamping, I'm going too fast. So we agreed that I would do a video and try to remember that my left hand is neutral, so to speak. And so I am working on that, Johnny. I did not forget, even though I have slept since you and I had that conversation. We're going to do it. I thought we might even do it together. Because there are lots of people out there that think that they can't stamp for one reason or another. They're not creative, or they have a physical limitation, and I want to show that this can be something for everyone. So anyway, back to this. Today isn't going to be that day as much, but I'll do what I can. So this cardstock is the new color Pale Papaya, and it is cut 4 1/4 by 11, so it's a half a piece of cardstock going long ways. And then I need to score it at 5 1/2. So my trimmer has my measurements up here, so I'm going to line it up at 5 1/2 and then score it. My scoring blade is the lighter color one, and I usually run that a couple of times through, and then I get a fold. Now, last week, might have been during class, one of the things that Johnny asked was, what happens when this little, Johnny, I'm really not meaning to, it's not picking on you, you're the one that has talked to me about these things most recently. So, you know, when we do this score line, it's a little tricky sometimes to get these little guys to line up and be even across the bottom. Now, of course, this one turned out to be a really nice even fold, but it doesn't always do that. And sometimes that bothers us, and sometimes it doesn't. Johnny, you're so sweet. Okay, so we are gonna stamp with this with, we're gonna use the Color and Contour stamps, and they are back here. So Johnny said it was okay for me to share that that he has a handicap, and Johnny has had a series of strokes that have affected his left side, and but he's, oh gosh, he's amazing. He makes beautiful, beautiful cards, and so much more than that. Doesn't let anything stop him. Just reminds me that that as he's learning, it would be helpful if I went slower. Okay, but I really do think Johnny should show me some things, because Johnny, how do you open these ink pads? I can't imagine how you would do this one-handed, because I really need my left hand to hold it while my right hand pulls it open. So we're going to have an interview one day. But, last week I made quite a few cards using stamps as the background. And I'm still doing that today. And some of these are going to be hidden. And I'm not bothered by the fact that this has gone over my score line. All right, so that is, and I stamped that in Pale Papaya ink on Pale Papaya cardstock. Okay. I know you manage. Quite amazing. All right, so then I have, I'm going to say it is this label. Oh, okay, and I have this to cut with the scallop on my dies. So let me see if I can grab the dies. I have been working to organize them a little bit. Okay, so here are the dies that coordinate with that stamp set, and I'm going to grab this little stitched scallop and this piece of paper, and oh my gosh, I feel so much better already. It's just kind of a good escape, isn't it? Hello, Ashley. All right, so we're going to create this scallop like this. And I don't have a magnetic plate. Oh, that's a good tip, Kathy. All right, so I use this Post-it tape to hold my die and my paper in place sometimes, because I don't have a magnetic plate for this. And then I'm just going to very smoothly push that along. So Ashley, I think that this is a card that looks like it was designed by Erica Serwin. I've been stalking her for years. And it's a class that I took as part of a training not too long ago. And she designed a class, and Rhonda designed a class, and Ange McKay designed a class as well. All right, now I need to cut a piece of DSP that is 1 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to cut that. I think I already have that out and open somewhere. Here it is. I am working on a paper share, a designer series paper share, so that everybody can get a little bit of the beautiful paper. So I have paper in several places. All right, so 1 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to cut it on the 4 1/4 side first. This paper is from the Pansies suite. And I actually did not yet buy the stamps or dies. Okay, and then I have another piece of die cutting to do with this. And I'm just going to turn around and cut that real fast. You guys just talk amongst yourselves. Or, you know what? I always do it that way. So let me show you an alternative to doing what I'm about to do. I almost always stamp and then use my Stamparatus to, no, I said that backwards. I almost always cut and then use my Stamparatus to line up my stamping. And today, I'm going to do it the other way around. And I'm going to stamp and then die cut. Because if I happen to be the only demonstrator you'd see, you might not know how that method works. Kathy, you're on here. I have your make and takes to come pick up if you have a chance, if you're going to be out before the meeting tomorrow. I don't think I'll be out. I'm going to forget what that is in a second. Okay. I'm just going to leave that. I'm sure I'm going to need it. Okay, so now I'm going to just take my die and line it up around. And then to keep it in place, once I've got it lined up, I'll take a piece of that tape and put it down. And I might put another small piece at the top. Headed to Bunko at 8. Okay. I'll leave a light on. All right, so I'm jumping back here. And that is all about personal preference. There is not a right or a wrong way to do that. When I'm cutting for class, especially if it's an in-person class, then by die cutting ahead, it will help keep things moving during the class. Each person's kit will have that already cut, and then we'll just set up the Stamparatus. Everybody will just stamp and go. And that's clear. I'm going to need that again as well, so we'll see if I can remember it from there. All right, so now blends. I am going to use Pale Papaya and Soft Succulent blends. Here's the Soft Succulent. Oh, I think I told you all that I would take a screenshot of my, not a screenshot, but I would take a photo of the way I've got my inks lined up, and I haven't done that yet, so I owe you all that. All right, so I'm just going to quickly color this with my blends, and I just have the light succulent out. There's not a lot of green that I can really I don't know, add shading and stuff to. And I'm going to grab the dark and just add Normally I would say, you know, be sure and work in small areas. Do your coloring and your blending, meaning go one flower at a time instead of all four. Most of the time I do just what I did as far as bringing in the dark and then the light, but I'd be curious, what do you all do? Does it matter? Do you vary it by the project? When you're working with your blends, do you do the dark or the light first? Inquiring minds want to know. Mine. All right. There we go. Pretty fast. Now I think we're ready to put this together. Let's see. All right. So we have our card base. Oh, no, I'm missing one. What did I do with this? I need to stamp on here. So Johnny does the light first. And I'm going to stamp this in. Okay, so Ashley starts with the light 2, then shades with the dark, goes back and forth. All right, so pretty much you guys start with the light first. All right, I'm going to have to try that more. And my greeting, what do we want to, oh, I forgot I can't do that. Oh, did I share with you guys what to do? Okay, so you might have seen that I just flipped this over so that I could read my greetings because it's a little hard to see this way. I'm actually going to slide this out and stamp on this side so that I can refer to the left side to see what those greetings are, and I'll kind of keep them configured the same way so that I can find them. It sounded like a good idea. So very happy for you. Add that to a block. And I'm stamping in Pale Papaya on a white layer. This was cut with the dies that coordinate with this. Okay, I'm going to forget where that is too. All right, now let's layer this up a little bit. Start building our card. I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals. Did anybody stamp this weekend? I got to spend some time with Hazel both Saturday and Sunday. And River was here as well. So River is the son of my daughter's fiance. He will be a year old on July 14th. And he's getting very busy. But we cooked out yesterday, and it was just really nice. I did not make it to church yesterday. I had a headache. That was just not cooperative. All right. So if I can't tell, it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. Who's to say it's right or wrong? So we're going to take this little accent piece and put it like so. And then I'm going to put this one on top of that. And I'm going to push this up almost to the stitching. So watching is relaxing to you, Ashley. Okay. I think I saw it look like you've been kind of busy on Facebook enjoying the summer. I can't believe it's summer. Someone said something about the holiday last week, and I'm like, no, it can't possibly have been last week. All right, so, and I just threw that around like you all knew what I was doing. All right, so this is the Baker's Twine Essentials Pack, and it comes with, what, five different, why doesn't it tell me? Okay, all of these were in it. I think there's 5 different colors of Baker's Twine. I love Baker's Twine. It was very sad when, at various points, they've taken it out of the catalog. All right, Baker's Twine's usually pretty easy to work with. And I'm not a big fan of doing what I just did with that visible ribbon around the back side of the card or the inside of the card, but for the sake of your time, I decided I could live with it. When I'm working with Baker's Twine, I do typically tie a knot and then my bow, and that way I get the tension the way I want it. And I also try to not let these pieces, I don't know, fold up. So I'm having better luck when I take my time to make that bow. I'm getting better results, oddly enough. Okay, so now I just need some larger dimensionals to put this down, and we'll have one card done. Now, I like to keep our Facebook Lives relatively short, so I am going to look ahead at the other cards in my kit to see what we can realistically do in a few minutes. Oh gosh, guys, I got a smudge on this. Ah, I didn't even see that. That's pretty stinking cute. I was thinking I've used this a lot. I haven't done anything like this, and that's really cute. So, cute, cute little card. And of course, you could do that in all the in colors. All right, so this next one is pretty cute too. I don't know how fast I can move on it though. Oh, now this one's using something I haven't used yet. Oh, and there's a bag. Okay, we might have to take a stab at this. All right, so I've got a piece of roughed up. This did not go through the mail real well. This is soft sea foam, right? And it is 9.5 by 7. And then we are going to make a bag with it. Right. So, just following our instructions. This is the long side, and we're going to score it at 3 1/4. Typically, I would get out my scoreboard to do this. I do better with it, but we'll see, then 4.5, and then pull out the arm because we need 7 3/4, and then 9, which should just leave a 1/2 inch on the end. Okay, so there's that. And then on the short side, we're going to score at 1 1/4. So I'm using this side over here and doing 1 1/4. Now let's see how well I can do with the printed version of this. Okay. Oh, it's this trim and assemble as shown in the video. Okay. Well, I didn't watch the video, so let's just see if it's like others that I have done. Let's just try it, right? So I am just burnishing all of those edges, and I am going to bet that this side is going to come over here like this, and that those edges are going to fold in. Okay, all right, let's see. A lot of times this is easier with longer scissors. So I'm going to miter this just a little bit. And I'm winging it, guys. I didn't watch the video. Okay. And then I bet I don't even need. If I had to guess, I don't even need that, but I should need this one. All right. So we're going to put, I'm actually going to put some glue down probably here. Although I wonder, how is that going to happen? Okay. All right. I still think I'm okay. This glue is great for working on projects like this, but you do want to give it a second to set. Whereas if you could use tear and tape and put it down, and then you'd be good to go. And we may wish I had done that. We'll see. Okay, then I want so this is the seam, so I'm going to make this the back. A bone folder is always a good thing to have on hand to do that. Okay, now I need a piece of DSP that is 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. And we're using this real pretty one. Okay, stay. So 3 1/8 3 1/8. There's my 1/8. Thanks for being here today, guys. I feel so much better. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to put that. Okay, here's the front. Put that there. So it's a pretty narrow band on either side. And then we have this large piece that's going to make our flap. And then we're going to stamp on this piece. We are going to stamp Happy Birthday from Flowers of Friendship. Oh my gosh, I hope I have that. I do. Oh, haven't used it yet. Okay. I don't think that looks right. That is not, that's not the stamp set. I promise you that's what it says. I have no idea where they got this little, it's really cute, but it is not. Well, I don't know. Let's see what else we have over here and see if there's a happy birthday that I might have used. Beauty and Friendship. No. Not there. Not there. It's too small to be that one. Let's see if it's Sweet as a Peach. Oh, that's a different one. Hand pinned. No. Elegantly Said. No. Huh. Thanks, don't fall off. Well, I mean, not that we didn't already know we could use anything we wanted to. Now we really know so. Okay. It's not Quiet Meadow. Nope. And it's not. We're just going to use this one. I'm going to do the thank you. And I'll put the labels on later. And we're going to stamp that in polished pink. Actually, I told you all I would share a photo of this when I got my office cleaned up enough that I could. That hasn't happened yet. Oh, this is really going to be big. I'll let you know when I figure out what stamp set she got this happy birthday from. Because it's pretty. But I'm going to have to go through and find it. Stay down, you. Now I think we're also going to need these flowers. We're going to stamp these in Memento Black and color them with our blends. So, are you all going to be able to Zoom tonight? Have you got some things to work on? Even a paper pumpkin? We have not Zoomed on a Monday night in a long time. So, I don't know if Tony will be able to join us or not, but I will message her. All right, color with this with our blends. All right, so let's do it the way you all said. Who are you? Oh, you're retired. Well, these pinks look a lot the same over here. Polished pink. All right, here's the polished pink. All right, you all said start with the light and then bring in the dark. So this is polished pink, so this is one of the new in colors. Now, would you do all the petals or just one at a time? Ashley, what do you like to color with? Are you coloring with the blends or are you watercoloring? Johnny uses watercolor pencils, but he typically doesn't add water. He gets beautiful shading. So I've told him that one of these times we're going to do some watercoloring and really blow his mind. All right, there's that one. And yeah, our friend Hope is really good with watercolor pencils and the blender pen. You know, the blender pen is like a marker with no color. And actually she does a lot with the ink that way too. I do not watercolor that well that way. Like anything else, it takes practice. All right. And I'm just following along the photo for this. I added a gem, and I think that there might be a punch for this, but I'm just gonna quickly cut it. Johnny, we need to check with demonstrator support. There's a couple of steps and I'm not quite sure how you ordered that. If you ordered a prepaid code, then you would have gotten an email with a code that you have to activate at the Paper Pumpkin site. But if you were active and didn't get it, then you need to follow up with that and see if it's gotten lost in the mail. I have 2 of them that I have not done yet, so you are welcome to take one of those. You are a bigger baseball fan than I am. I have plenty to keep me busy. Oops, I lost my place. One tip for fussy cutting like I am is to keep moving your paper and not necessarily your scissors. And I do kind of like to cut away the excess before digging into the detail. I don't know if that's a tip or not, but it's one thing that I do. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that this stamp set is part of a punch bundle, but not sure that I put away my punches yet. I am determined that the BOGO will start Saturday, and I will have items listed online. And if you're local and you want to shop, you can shop. If you're not sure what a BOGO is, what that means is you buy one and get one, and you get equal amounts of the retired merchandise and the new merchandise by paying that retail amount once. Now, you may have more shipping charges, but that would be the difference. All right, so this piece we actually need to score in half. One time. All right, so this is 4 1/2, so I'm going to score this at 2 1/4. Okay, Johnny, I think that means that there's probably a code that didn't get activated. Okay, so how am I going to do this? We're going to pinch the tops of this, right? Kind of make it more of a bag instead of a pouch, instead of a box. And then I'm going to glue the back side of it down. Now I am going to use tear and tape for that because there's not time. Never. Yeah, you should have an email, Johnny, that gives you your code. And we'll probably need to find that to activate your subscription so that you can get the next one. If you want the next one, or if you want to wait and see if there's one coming up that you'd rather have, then you can do that. I have a hard time getting hold of these little devils sometimes. Tear and tape is a strong adhesive, which is good for these kind of 3D items. And you can get a roll of it for $8. And it is another adhesive that I keep on hand. Now, I'm going to start this on the front where I don't have tape to line up how I want it to go. And then I'm going to push it down on the back side so it sticks. All right, then on this, I'm going to get my little dimensionals that ran away. Come on, guys. Put this down right there. And then this one, just going to do with a little glue. And then there's a gem to go in the center. And whoops. Okay, should have thought about that before I did that. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, put this over. Now, you can get little pieces, little Velcro tabs to hold this closed, or magnets from Amazon, probably Hobby Lobby and Michael's as well. I'm going to grab you could also use a little clip like that. Okay, that might be a little big, but I'm going to let it hold there like that while I tie a bow. Boy, that made a big old mess. Okay. All right, and then a glue dot. Hold that in place. And I'm just going to kind of roll it so it's a little smaller. Attach it there. Hi, Jennifer. And I'm just going to kind of tuck it right there. And then I need a gem. And remember, this is not something that's just holding it in place. It's not meant to be right there. And here are these gems. And I really think I just need kind of a small one. There we go. So there's a cute little pouch. You could add any little greeting. Open it up. Fill it with little treats. Cute. All right. So I don't want to leave that on there. It's going to look confusing. Okay, so here's the card that we made. A little different. It has this little scallop detail on the side. So cute little card. And then a little pouch that you could add a magnet or a piece of Velcro to hold clothes. Also, I mean, you could just add a dimensional. Here's one. So I'm just going to put a dimensional under here. and that will undo a few times. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here and your support while I was in kind of my mood. I do feel much better now that I've had some time together and gotten a little inky, made a couple of projects. So I hope that you all are having a very blessed day, and I'd love to have you back at 7 o'clock. On the Zoom, we do not broadcast the Zoom to Facebook. It's purely a, here's the link, come join us, and we hang out, and we talk, and we visit, and we work on projects if we have them. So love to see you there. That is going to take place in 52 minutes. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.